Trying to gain in-depth understanding into different medical topics, making sure you actually know the content and so you can talk about it confidently in your interviews can sometimes feel overwhelming. Well, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down to you what genetic engineering actually is, how it's conducted, and some of the ethical considerations behind it, so you can go into your medical school interviews acing this topic. Hi, I'm Loveleen, a medical student at King's College London, here to help you with your interviews. Now, I completely understand how daunting and difficult interviews were, as I was in your position, but fast forward a couple of months, I went on to achieve all 4 of my offers with interview scores as high as 135 out of 140, and I'm here to help you do the same and achieve your dream of studying medicine. On my channel, I talk about all things relating to medicine, entrepreneurship, and mindset. Now, to help you, I've also created loads of different resources. First up is my Aspiring Medics newsletter for completely free resources. On this, I post loads of different tips relating to the journey of getting into medicine, especially around during UCAT season and interview season, and what you can be doing to help you achieve your dream of studying medicine. Additionally, one of the key reasons that I was actually able to get all 4 of my offers was my interview document. This is an over 50-page document in which I've included all of the content that you need to know, ethical pillars, over 100 different types of questions, and also the NHS hot topics and research. If you're interested in this, make sure to check it out using the link below. Additionally, if you want more personalized support with helping you get your 4 out of 4 offers and studying medicine at your dream uni, then check out my interview course. Again, as part of this interview course, you get personalized, tailored learning given to you about all the content, learning how you should actually be structuring your interview responses, what your interviewers want from you when you're doing a med school interview, and the art of speaking and presentation, because this is so important in helping you secure your offers and get into medicine. So first, let's take a look at what genetic engineering actually is. And this is when you want to modify or change the DNA in some way. And scientists often use this using a technology called CRISPR-Cas9. CRISPR acts like a GPS, and it takes you to the part of the DNA that you want to edit. Then the Cas9 protein, this kind of acts like a pair of scissors and snips this part of the DNA out. This then means that scientists can actually edit the base sequence at this point, so then the DNA is edited overall. It's important to highlight that there's actually 2 different ways of gene editing. The first is something called somatic gene editing, and this is where even though the patient's DNA has been modified, it's not going to affect sperm and egg cells, which means that it won't be passed on to children. However, the second type of gene editing, called germline editing, this actually affects all of the body cells, which means that children will also have these different characteristics to whatever DNA change has been made. It's also important to emphasize that there are different laws surrounding the use of either somatic and germline editing in different countries. So due to germline editing affecting all of the body cells, it's actually illegal in many countries, including the UK. There are many different advantages for gene editing, and the first is the idea of gene therapy. So for certain patients who may have inherited genetic conditions, by using gene therapy, these genes can essentially be modified to give them a healthy allele, or the allele which is needed to actually code for certain proteins or certain things in the body. This could significantly improve the quality of life for many patients. Additionally, due to the discovery of CRISPR and Cas9, the cost of research, especially in genetic fields, has dropped by nearly 99%. This means that as more research can be conducted in this area, it's so much more beneficial to gain that understanding, as everything we learn from this can actually be used to help improve patient life quality and different areas of medicine too. Understandably, there are also many concerns surrounding the use of genetic engineering in humans and also in other experiments due to different religious and moral objections. It is also important to highlight that there's actually the risk of the idea of eugenics and trying to improve humans to make them better. For example, the idea of designer babies is definitely a large fear in the fact that as research in this area improves, you may be able to select for more different traits. This means you could select for a child to be more intelligent or to look a certain way, and this is where the idea of eugenics comes into play, which is why it's really important that we manage the ethical considerations alongside this and ensure that the characteristics that we do select for are actually beneficial to health, such as preventing different genetic disorders. I hope this video has helped to improve your understanding of genetic engineering and eugenics, so you can talk about all of the ethics surrounding this and come up with analytical arguments during your interviews. Also, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel so you can see all of the different NHS hot topics and learn the content so you can ace your medical school interview.